Welcome to the Wally Show precast, the thing that happens before the podcast. That's why we call it the precast. Makes sense, right?
So informative already.
I know.
Just got that.
I know. Yeah. Oh, did you?
No.
Betty's like, what? You
Hi.
here? Hey, there she
Hi,
is.
guys.
She joins us a little late every day, but God bless her for being here, and that's what we love.
Thank you.
Betty Rock on fire today, which you'll hear later on in the show, doing some good work today. But one of the things I want to talk about is something that almost destroyed the show yesterday. It was touch and go for a minute for me. I wasn't sure if I was just going to blow this whole thing up or not when we were discussing the lottery. Remember we were talking about that yesterday and how it just got ugly because I said if I won, I would give everyone on the show $2 million and no one would reciprocate. And everyone was like, I can't make that kind of decision. Whereas for me, it was just a given, you know. But so we wrestled through it. We worked through it, which was good. But then Zach was the most adamant about not giving me any money, which is really funny. And so I was like, you know what? I will take the $2 million I was going to give to Zach, and I will give it to a random potty. I will give it to a random potty. You do not get your money now. I was so frustrated.
And that would be fine with me. I suggested Africa, but you thought a potty would be more.
I love these people.
Worthy than, you know.
But here's what's
fine.
really funny is I got an email yesterday from Jer, and it says, hey, Wally, I'm just praying for you that you'll win the lottie. Signed, Random Potty. And I'm like, that is the smartest potty we have because if I had won, this person would have gotten the $2 million because that's really funny. But as it turns out, I did not win.
Actually, you did.
I did not win the big prize.
You did not stipulate that. You owe everybody $2 million.
Yes, exactly.
What did you win? Did you win something?
I did. I won $100,000,
No,
but
you didn't.
no, I won $4. Apparently, Zach tells me I don't even know that. I got one number right.
I think that's what you get if you get one number right, and of your 5 tickets, you got a single number right.
I'm always embarrassed to go in and claim like a $4 thing. Like I'd be like, yeah, like
The pride.
I know, because I only want the 1.5 billion. The 40 million that's up this week, I don't even care about it. I don't even want that. I never play when it's normal. The only time I play is when it really jumps up, and I can't tell you why.
So you're saying 40 million is not enough to make you happy, and yet you were so frustrated. We promised to give you a measly $2 million.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
That's so weird. What a double standard.
The money would not have made me happy in that. It would have been the friendship is what would have made me happy there. That's all. It has nothing to do with the money.
I'm just so excited we're all getting $2 million since you won.
Yay! You can collect that never, actually. Good luck. So, yeah, I guess I'll take that back in, and then I don't know what I'll do with my $4. Boy, I'm excited. Oh, the possibilities are endless. Let me see. Oh, this is interesting. We had done a segment yesterday that surprisingly a lot of people talked about. Our boss was calling us, wanting the audio from it, and people wanted to hear more about the story. I shared a lady's story that had emailed me. And, Zach, you've actually since then posted this, the whole thing,
yeah,
right?
it's at allwally.com because the whole, it's a really long email, a really well-told story that really, you keep wanting to read more and more and more and find out what happened.
It was like a 5-page email that I was trying to condense into, a 3-minute radio break, And so what was really weird about this is going into it, I'm like, I need to get my head on this so I tell it well. And when we finished, I'm like, I didn't tell it well. There's things I left out, because of time, or I forgot, and I was really bummed that the story I didn't feel was portrayed as well as it could have been. And I'm like, that's all on me. But it was amazing to see people going, man, I want to hear that. I got emails from people going, I was crying listening to that story. You're like, really? So, I mean, the good side of that for me, the takeaway for me on that is like, all right, it's not about me. It's not about how well I do something or how badly I do something. When God moves people's hearts and there's truth and there's something that connects with people about being disenfranchised and not feeling loved, and God having that moment where they realize that they've never heard it before, but they're loved by God, that transcends all of that, which was really cool. And so I'm glad that Zach put it into a post so you could see the whole thing. But I had a potty email me. His name's Andy. Actually, I went to high school with this guy. The subject of the thing, which is why it caught my attention, is fire your producer. And I was like, oh, okay. I will take that under advisement.
Not me.
Yeah. So fire your potty producer. That would be Becca
no.
on
What did
this
I
one. Says, hey, hope the email finds you well. First time I've gotten to listen to the podcast in a while, and it was in the background. Great stuff, blah, blah, blah. Don't need your head any bigger. Thank you, Andy. So he said, so here I am, though, tearing up near the end of the story about the mechanic and the silver lining, and you ended up mentioning in the story the Colton Dixon song that meant so much and turned this guy's heart. And then immediately, while I'm waiting for that to hit, you cut away to money, money, money subject. What is going on? And the reason for that, it's not Becca's fault.
Thank you.
Not Becca's fault at all. Becca was just doing what Zach instructed her to do. Zach's fault.
Fire me.
Yes. No, actually, record company. You want to fire somebody, fire the record company.
Yeah, there's a couple labels that are super, super aggressive and non-budging or just very tight on what they will and won't allow.
Explain a little bit of it, though, because it comes down to we were not allowed or we don't put music clips, even clips in our podcast because we can get sued or we can have like our account messed up.
Yeah, it's not so much being sued because that's not going to work well for the labels at this point, to sue a
They'll
Christian
do like
radio station.
cease and desist and stuff.
like we host our podcast on SoundCloud and we can get strikes, and when you get a certain number, when you get more than one strike, penalties start coming in. There's things you can't do, and then after just 3, you're done. You're wiped out.
Yeah, and so I've never understood, like, this has been a source of frustration for us. I know this is real industry radio inside stuff, but this is the stuff that might make you understand as a potty why we don't put the song in with Monday School.
Because that would be really frustrating.
Yeah,
I totally get that.
I was going to say, this does pertain to potties perfectly because there's a lot of songs now that aren't in Monday School anymore or aren't in other breaks that we do.
And it's not our choice. We have to do it because we don't want to get in trouble and have the whole thing shut down. It's the record companies, the evil record companies that are denying you music.
And the artists who deserve to get paid. The problem is there's not a mechanic to pay for podcasts right now. Like, we pay tons of licensing money for radio streaming and online streaming. Like, that's a big chunk of change every year.
So on air we can play whatever we want.
On air we can, but because there's blanket licenses you can get, but there's not for media that can be downloaded.
Yeah, and so for that, I get they're trying to protect their artists. They're trying to make money. But they...
Which is what they're... That's what they are.
That's what they do. They're for profit.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
But I think some things are to the detriment of their artists because I think having that story, and I get not having something where people can download it and share and steal music. I 100% get that. But like having that story followed up with Colton Dixon's song, I guarantee you if I called Colton right now and was like, dude, we want to put your song in, he'd be like, please do. And he would love that. But the record company prevented that from happening, so then that song doesn't get the exposure. That's the win.
Because no one's going to download that podcast and then say, oh, I have a little bit of that song in there. I don't have to buy a song. It's going to be more likely to make you want to go buy the song.
Exactly.
Because we never put the entire song in there to begin with.
Right. Because I do feel like that's over the line for sure, without a doubt.
Yeah, because we don't pirate music and we don't support pirating music at all. But I do support giving artists recognition and like support and like getting their music out.
We're working on developing a new music podcast that'll like highlight new songs and albums coming out, and I asked one of these labels, like, if we did this, could we use 30-second clips of your song so that we can highlight your artists and tell people about new... Nope, absolutely
You're kidding me.
Yeah, no,
because I wanted to ask you, because we used to do a feature on the old Total Access show. It was like a music meeting, and I wanted to do that where we could play songs and discuss them and talk about whether we liked them, whether we didn't like them, and even have artists in and talk about the songs from them that we like or don't like, and and stuff like that. But man, so like there are record companies that are like, you can't do that either.
Yep.
Really?
And yeah, a lot of the Christian labels are owned by bigger mainstream non-Christian labels, and those are the companies that have the policies. Like a Sony would have that policy, not their Christian, but it applies to all of their branches and stuff.
And Zach won't tell me the whole list of who is doing this because he knows I will blackball them.
You will.
I will.
You'll go public and
every time I have a chance when their song comes up, I will drop it so that they are never heard. I don't care who it is. I don't care how big the artist is. I'm so worked up over this right now.
You love to make people dead to you too. That's
I do. That's a thing I do. That's my thing. That's my thing. Like Betty has been dead to me a couple times, and she's okay with it.
I always get out of it.
She does. Shun, unshun.
Lazarus.
Yes. But no, that is just one of those things that really, really frustrates me. So if you're like, man, I wish you had a little bit of music in the podcast, that is 100% why.
We agree.
We are not lazy. We would love to put it in.
And it's not my fault.
No, not at all.
Potties blame me for everything.
Yeah.
I get emails.
Do you really?
Yes.
Good.
Like, every day.
What is your email, though?
It's Becca, BEKAH @allwally.com.
Stupid.
I know.
Should not have done that.
That was a trap. I'm just now realizing that. I was like, maybe he'll send me nice emails.
Yeah, maybe he'll send me an Evite for something.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, that's potties are very passionate, which I love.
No, I do appreciate that.
I do like that. I do like that a lot of people are like, man, I love listening to the show without the music. Like that actually is kind of nice to me. That's like, if you ever want to see the nicest thing you can ever say to a DJ, it's like, man, I'd like to hear less music and more of you. Like that is the kindest thing you can ever say. And believe it or not, we hear that.
I do think the future of what we do is people often want to either listen to the talking or they want to listen to the music. So providing ways where people can do either of those is crucial.
I had a friend that was messing around with something where you could have a dial that would set how much music versus talk you would get, and it never really got off the ground, but the idea was you would have an app so that you could set your preference or your tolerance, and then if you wanted more talk, you would get more of that in the stream, or you would get more music if you wanted, a little bit more of that. So, like, not a bad idea, but it didn't work for whatever reason. I don't know why. Science, who knows?
Science.
Probably those evil record labels wanted money.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All of them. There is one record label I really like, but I don't want to say who it is because then it'll start a jealousy thing. Because they all want to be on this show. I've banned artists from being on the show before. Remember that back in the day? We got. I got so mad at one of the record companies. They sideswiped me at a lunch. This is years ago when I was really angry. And their guy came at me and just was ripping me up one side and down the other about how horrible of a person I was. And I'm like, that's fine. I'll never have your artist on again. They're done. And it's like, I've only been here like 2 weeks. And so it was just such a bad kickoff to coming to Christian radio because I was still filled with all my anger and how you do mainstream radio. Like in mainstream radio, a fight is fun, and here it does not work. It doesn't play well. And since then, I'm proud to say that we have repaired all of those relationships with all the record companies, and they all love us and want to be on the show. So that's good.
As far as you know.
Yeah. Wow. There were a few that I didn't know. There were a few that glad-handed me for like a year, and I thought, oh, we're friends and everything's cool. And then I found out later they were lobbying against me back in the day.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that one hurt. That one hurt, Josh.
Oh, boy.
I didn't say his last name. I'm not sure he's with a record company anymore.
Anyway, on to the next
That one
topic.
stunk.
Because you were lobbying against him.
Probably. No, at the time I thought we were friends. And then I found out like he was part of the problem with that one artist. So anyway. Boy, the stories I could tell. One
Wait,
day,
are you saying Josh was an artist or a record guy?
a record guy?
Okay.
Not
Just clear that up.
Not Josh Havens.
Well, everyone's thinking Josh Wilson or.
Oh no
Yeah,
no
you
no
love
no
those guys.
no the Afters and Josh
Yeah.
Wilson, like, no, love those guys. No, this is just a record guy that no one knows. Never heard from again because I buried him.
Getting worse and
He
worse.
posted that he was giving away a piano the other day.
Did he?
So I replied, yes, me. And then he's like, oh yeah, I moved away. I'm not in Nashville anymore.
Oh really? Boo.
Anyway. I know.
Yeah,
that
Zach's
was sad.
looking for a free piano. If anyone
Becca's
has
getting one
I'm
today.
getting a piano tomorrow.
Oh, I thought it was today.
No, it's tomorrow.
It's coming tomorrow. I'm not going
no-
to be here when it gets here.
Did you get that worked out, or do you
I
need
did.
Haley to
yeah.
come?
No,
over?
the dog sitter's going to make it down there.
Now it's a piano sitter.
Yes.
Someone has a really unique business. They're like, I'm a dog/piano sitter. Like, how nice is that?
I worked it out with a moving company that they're okay to wait a little bit. It's not like someone needs to be there right when they get there. Because
Okay.
I think they're just spending the night there until they drive on to my parents' house.
And it's a piano from your mom and dad.
Yeah, so my mom and dad are moving. They're downsizing everything. And right now they're moving all their big furniture that they don't need in their current house to their new house. And so they're just dropping the piano off on the way.
Okay, I have to tell Zach a story because when I was moving, he always brings up that I gave away a Bose sound system to my movers.
Surround sound, home
Surround
theater.
sound, yeah, like nice set. And I was like, look, here, you can have it. I didn't want him to steal things, so if I gave him a couple things, it'd be fine.
I didn't want him to steal my surround sound.
Right, so I
I
fooled
gave it
them.
to
Yeah, so I gave it to them, and I was so overwhelmed by this move because it was multi-move. It was a horrible thing, a horrible experience. But so I gave him that. So I recently was at my brother-in-law's, who has the exact same Bose sound system as I had, and it's down in his basement. And I go, hey, look, dude, and I explained to him the story, and I'm like, look, how much would you charge me for that? I mean, you're not even using it. Like, how much would you charge me for that? So I could give it to Zach. And he's like, and he didn't answer me. And I'm like, oh, that's really weird. Because like, he's not, like, he's a generous person. And I just figured he'd go, oh, just take it. I'm not using it, just take it. And so then later on, he's like, so would you use it? I'm like, no, it's for somebody else. And then he didn't say anything again and walked away.
I want to give away something like that to someone I don't know or have a relationship with.
He's not using it. It's just down to say, I'll steal it next time I'm there. and I'll give it to you. Because he's never going to know it's gone. But
That's so sad.
I know.
So now you're tempting me with two Bose systems that I will never hear.
I wish
Probably
I had
not.
tried to give, because we actually had a system that we sold.
Seriously?
We sold it on eBay, and we actually got bamboozled, and we're out some money. So it would have been better just to give it away.
Oh,
You know
man.
what? Bose surround sound systems are bad luck. They bring bad things on you, so you should just give them to me,
Yes.
and I will take them on for you.
Yeah, well, maybe for Christmas we'll chip in and get you one,
Nah.
a used one. Okay.
I'll tell this story to the people in Africa we see that.
Oh my
are
gosh.
the,
Yeah,
living in the huts.
you should, because they will be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry for you."
Your accent.
Yes, it's good. Oh yeah.
Your international accent.
It's all the same for no matter where we go, and it's always like a little kid. Like I don't know. That's my go-to.
What about a kid in Ethiopia? What do they sound like?
Oh boy, I'm so hot.
Indonesia.
It is very, very windy here.
China.
Don't make me do that one, because you cannot do a Chinese one without sounding racist. There's nothing you can do to ever impersonate a Chinese person or a Japanese person that someone won't go, "You're a screaming racist." So I'm not even gonna go there. But thanks for baiting me. Nicely done. Finally, one thing is, I came across this thing that says, "Do you hug your coworkers?" And I've noticed something interesting here. Come here, Rock. No, no. I've noticed something interesting here. Like Betty Rock and I have shared a hug or two when she's sad.
An unwanted hug.
We've shared a couple hugs that she did not want, didn't see coming. That's gonna happen. Zach and I don't ever hug. We don't even do the Nashville artist hug where you shake a hand, pull in, 2 pats on the back, and you're out. Like Zach and I don't ever do that. Becca and I maybe hug here and
don't love
there.
me.
Well, the problem is the height difference.
Yeah, that's
Because when
true.
you hug me, like, I'm so much shorter than you, it's not.
It's weird. I don't think we've maybe had a couple side hugs.
Yeah, like I'm in your armpit.
Yeah.
Basically,
Yeah,
when you
that's
hug
true.
me, and so like I don't.
Yeah,
want
that's
that.
awkward.
Yeah, but this thing was like, do you hug your coworkers? And 10% of people say it's common, but 45% say it's rare and inappropriate. But here's what I've noticed though: when we get out away from work and we're doing something like a Christmas party, or we've gone and done something social, then we will. It's weird, but at work, no.
Here's the thing. At work, there are very few situations that come up where you're like, oh, they need a hug. Like,
Yeah.
rarely do you have a moment that's personal or a time where you know someone's struggling, or you're like, it just doesn't fit as much.
Oh, when someone's struggling, that's when you don't want to hug them
No,
as a
you
guy.
do hug.
No,
Yeah.
no, you want to
No,
walk away.
hug. You hug.
Really?
You hug.
Are you struggling?
No.
Okay. I didn't know if this was a cry for help. See, it seemed like a cry for help, did it not?
It did.
Yeah, see, this is why guys don't read cues very well. I'm
No,
like, oh, she needs a
apparently not.
hug. Okay. I did make the mistake one time of walking. I was walking out. I was on my way home. I am 6 feet from freedom. Okay, there's the door, and I can see Becca through the
Oh,
glass,
yeah.
and I see Becca just not looking good and like sad, and I think I could see her crying. And so I have this chance. I have 2 doors. I have 2 doors, right? One's in front of me and one's to my right. I have a choice. And so I'm like, okay, I can go straight and just get on with my day, or I can turn right and stick my head and go, hey, you okay? I chose unwisely. I chose.
You went out?
I went right.
Oh,
That's
That is the right
unwisely.
choice. No.
I stuck my head.
You still want people to notice even, and
You okay? And then she's crying, and like crying at work is tough. And so I'm like trying to make her feel better.
you cry at work all the time.
Totally different about different things, like about people
That was
having
a good one,
cancer
Becca.
and stuff like that. Yes, it makes me cry. This is different. Like I don't cry about work related stuff at all. So yeah, and so we did the talk it through, a little side hug there and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
Betty
It was
Rock
good.
had one just recently that I hugged it out with you.
What happened?
Do you remember?
No.
I don't want
I
to
must
talk
have
about
blocked it from my head.
Wow. Okay.
I almost had a moment a couple days ago when I thought someone had gotten concert tickets and purposely left me out.
There is a weird dynamic that happens here in this building where you have all of us that work on this show, then you have other shows, and then you have another staff that works here, like for the local station. And the local station is a bunch of young people. They're all in their 20s. I forget that Becca is in her 20s because she's kind of an old soul, like, and she's very mature for her age, very wise, and like, so I forget that you are in that thing. So we always tease about the 20-somethings at the office, you know, but you want to be part of that group sometimes.
Sometimes, like when they're all going to a concert together that I wanted to go to too, and they just got
So
tickets.
you're selective.
Yeah.
Yes.
They all
Wow.
bought tickets
I
and
had that
forgot
right.
about her. And so she actually was like, hey guys, you got tickets? Oh. It was like high school.
It was
I don't want to go
awkward.
that bad anyway.
Yeah. I'm going to go, but I have other plans.
Thankfully, I had a backup plan, and so I'm still going with someone else. So
Oh, that's
it's good. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but you're going with another 20-something.
Yes, that's true.
Who apparently didn't get the memo of the other 20-something. So
Right.
you guys are the two fringe 20-somethings.
I guess, and I mean it makes sense.
Yeah, because you hang out with us.
Yeah.
And we're older, you know?
Yeah.
Like, at least you can walk in both worlds.
Yeah, and
Like, I
I
can't walk in the 20-something world.
No, that's because you're not 20-something.
I
It's
bought
creepy.
I bought the jeans, like to be
You
able
have
to.
the wardrobe.
Yeah, I totally could fit into the 20-somethings. I could be like, "Hey guys, what's happening over here with the flippity flop?" Yeah,
And I
but-
barely walk in that lane too. Like it's just for things like this, like the random concert here and there. Taylor Swift was one. This concert is another one. But for the most part, I don't know.
Zach, is music becoming less important to you as you get older?
I think I'm not sure what the cause is, but yeah,
Maybe not. Maybe importance not the right word, but less prevalent, maybe, and more than important.
less like I don't have the time to dig into it and love
Yeah.
it like I used to. But I think part of that, like I was music director for 6 or 7 years here, which meant listening to music all the time that wasn't necessarily music you liked.
Right.
Like you have to listen for somebody else, kind of. And so I really went through a long time where I forgot what I like about music because I spent so much time trying to get inside the heads of
yeah, people that
people that listen to the station.
Yeah.
And so I fell out of love with it.
Because Becca and I were talking about this yesterday when she got her tickets and she was so excited. And I'm like, man, that was the worst thing. Like, I can't imagine going to a concert where I'm not backstage and I don't have the options to walk around, maybe go get a snack, you know, but to sit there and just take in a concert is foreign to me now.
I typically really don't like concerts, but this is an exception. It's an artist that I'm really into right now, and
Yeah.
I think it'd be fun.
I think it's cool Vanilla Ice is coming back.
Yes, with a brand new invention. I just, for me, it's kind of sad because I loved music growing up. I mean, it was such a big part of my life. I tried to make a run at it doing bands and all that stuff, and I just loved music. And I still, when I listen to it, it still inspires me. You know, there are certain songs that definitely inspire me, but you find as you get older, it becomes less prevalent and a little less important in your life. You're not out seeking the new, you know, music that you want to find because you want to be up on what's going on and this, that, and the other. You kind of take what comes at you in between the other things that you got going on. Like you're listening to the radio driving home and oh, that's a cool song. You listen to it, but then you very rarely like, oh, I need to Shazam this and go buy it right now. You know, at least I don't.
I think it's because people fall in love with music in high school and then they just lock it in forever at what they were listening to in high school, and then they don't need to discover as much.
I feel bad for you guys though because of when you graduated. Like music was just horrible
Oh, yeah.
for your time.
I don't
And
even
so-
listen to what was popular when I graduated.
Yeah, so you're
But
locked
no.
into a bad thing. I was locked into 80s hair metal. That's awesome. Like, what a gift. Thank
Striper
you.
has a new album coming out, by the way.
Another new one?
Yes.
How is that possible?
The gifts keep coming.
Oh my goodness! I got their last one, and it grew on me. I'm a big Striper fan, but the first song was like 8 minutes long. It's like, guys, come on.
Betty, did you listen to popular music though when you were in high school?
You
Oh,
did.
okay.
That surprises me
You
because
just
now,
started
Yeah, I actually went backwards.
No, yes,
You're the Benjamin Button of
I
music.
am. I'm the Benjamin Button. I am.
Betty,
Gregorian chants on their way.
3 favorite artists right now. Betty Rock.
Gordon Lightfoot,
Yep.
Elvis Presley,
Yep.
and Tom T. Hall.
There you go. Tom T. Hall. Who knows? I know Tom T. Hall, but who else knows Tom T. Hall?
I thought that was Tom Thal.
No, yes. Yes. Yeah, but Gordon Lightfoot, of
I
all
love
people.
him.
Is he
Seen
still
him-
alive?
Yes, and he's actually coming back to our area, but I couldn't talk my dad into going to get tickets this time.
Really?
I always try and get him to buy the tickets, so I don't have.
Of course not. Yeah, Betty is the cheapest human being on the face of the planet.
I've seen him 3 times, and I actually snuck backstage the 3rd time to meet him.
Gosh.
And the thing is, there wasn't high security, go figure. And so they didn't check to see if I had a backstage pass.
Pretty girl, you could get backstage
Yeah.
anywhere.
Who sneaks backstage to see Gordon Lightfoot?
I brought prunes.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
It made my day. It was wonderful.
That is
If I
so
could
funny.
meet Tom T. Hall, oh my goodness.
Really? That would be a
great.
bucket list meet for you.
And Elvis Presley, duh.
Yeah, that'd
I
be
can't.
fun.
You can't.
Are you sure? What if he was alive?
That
Would you
blows
marry
my
him?
mind. What?
Would you marry Elvis if he was alive? He's 80 something.
Is that really a question?
Yes.
Like, you really don't know the answer to that?
I don't because he's 80 something. I don't care.
Doesn't matter.
Really? Ew.
I love him.
What if he's not just fat Elvis, but he's really fat Elvis?
Bless him. He
And
can't help
bald
it,
Elvis.
guys.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, what if he's pot belly, bald as Tim McGraw, Elvis?
Bald as you?
No, I have more hair than Tim McGraw. Tim McGraw is bald.
Yeah.
That's why he wears that black cowboy hat. Don't even put me in Tim McGraw.
I like to make fun of your hair, Wally, but
Thank you.
I'm not gonna say it's worse than Tim McGraw's.
No, not even close. So you would marry 81-year-old balding
legend.
fat jumpsuit
Did he ever have
Elvis.
facial hair?
He did in one movie.
I don't think he
And it
could
was a
grow it
Western.
because he was
Yeah.
part Navajo.
No, he was.
True story.
What?
Yeah, he was 1/8 Cherokee. I'm sorry, not Navajo. He's 1/8 Cherokee.
don't know
He could not
anything.
look it up. Google it. Someone Google it. I'm
I don't
kind
want that on my Google search history.
Please. Oh, we have to do that again with Becca because Becca always has the weirdest search histories. Please Google. I think Elvis made a thing one time that he said that he is part Cherokee or Navajo.
He might have been.
Yeah, I think I'm
he
not.
was born.
Yeah,
way back
I
in the
don't.
day,
I don't
so.
know that I'm making this up.
His great-great-great-grandmother was Mourning White Dove, who was a full-blooded Cherokee Indian.
Boom! Look at that! Dropping some knowledge. See, I
And
love
what
it.
effect does that have on facial hair?
Yeah, no, actually, this is the thing
Yes.
because my family, we are part Native American
Yep.
Indian.
We
And
all are.
well,
Really? Well, not to be racist, but how
No.
many Indians have you seen with a full beard? Very few.
I've not seen that many.
It is-
Indians
no, it is a
among
genetic
Native
thing.
Americans.
Yeah, it's
Is
just
it?
not a thing. It's
Okay.
just it's a thing. It's not racist at all. It's just it's this thing. Like why are Asians bad drivers? No, I'm kidding. That's racist.
racist.
See, that was us doing
You
a
had to
little
take it
play.
one
No.
step
That
further.
was us doing a little play. That was to show you about intolerance and about racism and how it can seep and creep into our lives, and it's something we do not
my
want.
gosh.
Do you understand?
I'm
Okay,
not
good.
part of this.
The more you know. Ding dong ding. It's like it just turned into like one of those little things on NBC.
It's more like the less you know.
Yes, the less you know. Ding, ding, ding. All right, we are going to stop me talking right now.
anyone's still listening.
Yes, no, we are going to stop me talking right now so that we can get out of here and get on our way to Africa.
Africa.
With compassion.
So we have jobs when we come back.
Yes, exactly. Something to come back to. All right, that's going to do it for the precast and on with the podcast.
Random acts of audio.
This is the Wally Show, and from time to time we find things on the internet or people send us clips of audio that are worth playing for you and discussing, and this is one of them. Like, science is just exceeding so many of our expectations, and there were a group of scientists that each worked on artificial intelligence. So they have 2 computers, and they said, hey, what if we got these 2 computers together and had them converse based on how we've programmed them to just respond to different things that they hear? It's all them reacting. So this is what it's like with the first ever computer interaction of artificial intelligence between 2 computers discussing whatever, life, and it just wherever it goes.
How are you? Great, you.
I want to point out, too, that it's a man and a woman computer. I love that. Like, that's very smart right off the bat. They'll probably fight.
How are you? Great, you. I'm okay. That's good. Are you good? I just said I was.
No, you didn't.
So you are a robot?
No, my name is Cliverbutt.
Yes, you are a robot and your name is Cleverbert.
I am a robot.
I know.
Together we are robots.
I'm not a robot. I'm a unicorn.
But you said earlier that you were a robot.
You were mistaken. Which is odd, since memory shouldn't be a problem for you.
I've answered all your questions.
No, you haven't.
I just love that artificial intelligence between a man computer and a woman computer, they end up fighting. Like they start from a place of disagreement, and then they continue for the entire time.
And it sounds oddly familiar too. I know you said that earlier.
Yes.
No, I'm pretty sure I never said that.
Yeah, and then he's like, I'm surprised you can't remember that.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, that
That sounds like
delightful.
it's going to be the next like Fox sitcom next season.
It could. It definitely could. So that is that. I'm running a little short on time. I have a random act of audio, another one that we'll play for you in 15 minutes, that came about after I demanded that the internet do something about this, because it was something that needed to happen, and apparently someone has heard and the internet has answered. And so we'll go through that in 15 right here on The Wally Show. It involves a little auto-tune. Woohoo!
Random acts of audio.
This is The Wally Show, and Random Acts of Audio is where we find some things, and sometimes people send us things that you need to hear. And this was one we talked about, a news story, and Becca had a little bit of audio from this lady that was very reminiscent of Sweet Brown. If you remember Sweet Brown, who they auto-tuned. And, I got to go get up and get me a cold pop, Jesus. Like, it was after a fire. And so there was another apartment fire, and this lady was interviewed. And I'm like, this has to be auto-tuned. So here's a little bit of her original interview.
So the girl come downstairs. She come out her apartment with her baby with no shoes on. I said, oh, girl, it's cold outside. She said, something ain't right. I said, oh, man. She said, oh, man, the building is on fire. I said, no, what? I got my 3 kids and we bounced out. We ain't gonna be in no fire.
She's so animated, and I absolutely love that. And I'm like, internet, please, will you auto-tune this lady? Like, I don't know how. I can't do it justice. And the internet heard us.
The internet heard you specifically.
I know. I don't want to take full credit for this, but I will. But oh my goodness. So here is a little bit of that interview with this lady being auto-tuned by said internet.
Hey, we ain't gonna be in no fire. Not today.
Yeah, that's good stuff there. I like it.
It is. I was a little unsure at first. It didn't quite feel like a Sweet Brown V2.
Yeah.
But the more you listen to it, the catchier it gets.
Yeah, I've already bought it on iTunes.
Oh, great.
Like, fantastic stuff there. So there you go. That's your random active audio for today.
Here's what's happening in the world today. It's the Wally Show News.
And Becca's going to get you caught up right now with what's going on.
There was an attack in the capital of Indonesia today that was similar to the attacks in Paris last year.
Oh, man.
The attackers carried out coordinated attacks in several locations with explosives. At least 6 people were killed and several others were injured. And experts are saying that the attacks could be tied back to ISIS just because this is so similar to the way that it went down in Paris last year.
And this is in Indonesia?
This is in the capital of Indonesia.
Now you just don't know. It's like they want to hate everyone. Now,
Yeah.
for a while, it just seemed like an American problem, even though I know it wasn't. I mean, there's been terror attacks all over the world for years, but it's just what we see. But then it just seems like it's being ramped up or maybe being covered more, that this is happening all over. So it's like they're just thumbing their nose at everybody, at the world, and hopefully the world will turn on them and put a stop to this, because it's absolutely insane that this continues to happen.
Chipotle is trying to win back some trust after they had a series of E. coli cases tied back to their food, and they're attempting to get their customers back in the best way possible. They'll be offering
Them Blue Coast Burrito.
no free food, free
Oh,
Chipotle.
no, I'll offer Moe's coupons, like
Yes.
to another place, something. No, I'm not a giant Chipotle fan. They were what was it? They were having E. coli.
Yeah, it was happening at several of their restaurants, and it was kind of tied back to their lettuce. So they've changed their operations, so now everything will be more coming from a centralized kitchen instead
Because
of
they used to try to do like local source.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So they've had to change up their model a little bit, but it'll look different at every location, but every restaurant has been given an increased budget to give out free food.
Okay, E. coli is not fun to get. Makes you very sick. So quick poll in the room. Who would go to Chipotle if they were offering free food today? Zach?
1,000,000,000% yes.
Okay, Betty? Betty, I'm sorry.
No.
Yeah. Becca?
Oh, 100% yes.
No. I guess Betty and I aren't going. Not worth it. Not worth
The
it. When I
line
could go-
would be out the door.
When I could go anywhere to get the same thing, like it makes no sense to me to go there and risk it.
I have taken some really dumb risks before. I have gotten food poisoning twice from the same restaurant.
I keep eating sushi that's been sitting out for 4 days.
I take some risks and it doesn't always pay off, but free food is free food.
I am kind of a hypocrite here because there's this one restaurant that I go to that makes me sick every time. And but I love it. It's worth it. And so it's like I'll go there. And I was telling somebody the other day, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna meet someone for lunch. And they're like, doesn't that place make you sick? I'm like, yeah. Like, and you're still going? I'm like, yes, I'm still going. It's awesome. So I am a hypocrite then.
Finally, the Ebola outbreak that started 2 years ago in West Africa and claimed the lives of over 11,000 people is now officially over.
Yay!
Yes.
And great timing, too, as we travel to West Africa, leaving tomorrow. So, yay!
Liberia is the last country to be declared Ebola-free. They had actually previously been declared Ebola-free, and then they had another outbreak. And the World Health Organization is saying that there's still risk of more flare-ups, but as of right now, the outbreak is officially ended.
I didn't know that the toll was like 11,000.
Yeah.
That is a lot, you know. And then when we had 3 cases here in the States, maybe, you know, like there was that fear that it was going to come here, and when we were bringing sick Americans back to treat them, that it was going to spread. But they did a great job at containing it here, and it didn't spread at all. So that's good news. There you go. That is your news for this hour. Thank you, Miss Becca. This is the Wally Show, and everybody likes to save a little bit of money, right?
Yeah.
So here is a way to save some money in January, though. These are things that during the month of January historically are cheaper, and it's things like toys because the holdover after the holidays, you know, after Christmas and things like that, things that didn't sell. You could do, you know, maybe some shopping early for your kid's birthday in January and save a little money on toys.
Or shop early for Christmas.
Next year, yeah. I know people that do that. They'll shop the day after Christmas for the next year. Like, it's like, wow, that's really being ahead of the game.
I don't have that kind of discipline to save
either.
a gift for that long.
Yeah, I'll find a reason to give it to somebody in the middle of the year or whatever. Like, I like doing that. Exercise equipment, that makes sense. It's on sale because everybody's like, hey, new year, new you. So they want to get you hooked in.
But don't buy new exercise equipment because, like, after a month, it's all for sale.
Yeah.
Like, people, you know, it's all over the place on used sites.
I bought a Gazelle glider one time, okay? It was that thing that guy with the ponytail, Tony Little, used to hawk. And it looks like a stepper, but you put your feet in it, and then your feet just alternate back and forth, so you like glide in the air kind of thing. And so it was called the Gazelle glider. I bought it. My wife wanted it. I bought it. She got on it for all of about 30 seconds, maybe. Was like, oh, I don't like this. I don't like this. I sold it to my neighbor 5 minutes later for a $20 loss. Because I didn't want to disassemble it and take it back. So I took a loss on it and sold it to my neighbor. Like, that's how exercise equipment goes. You're absolutely right.
And carrying it over there was the most exercise you got out of it.
Sure. Let me see. Winter clothes. Right now is a good time to buy winter clothes because stores are starting to make room for all their spring stuff.
And it's still winter, so you still need them.
Yeah, you could still use that. I'm having trouble finding short sleeve shirts. I need like short sleeve shirts for our trip to Africa.
Yes.
I'm having trouble finding
I
them.
struggled with that the other day. I was in the store, and you know how they always have the tables of just the $5
Yeah.
I was like, I just need a couple of these, all long sleeve.
I know. That's the same problem I was at. This is weird. Bedding, specifically sheets, are always on sale in January, and there's not like this great reason for it, like economically, but it started in 1878. Like, this owner of a department store in Philadelphia did this, and then it just became like a thing. So I guess in January they have like the white sale or whatever at JCPenney, and things go on sale. But then the last thing they said that historically is cheaper in January than any other month is our televisions. And I had heard the opposite, though. This is what I had heard. I heard April, May was the best time to buy them because that's when the new line of TVs comes out of Japan, basically. And that's when the stores are trying to get rid of all of their floor models. And that's how I bought all mine.
I have heard that they're cheap leading up to the Super Bowl, traditionally.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
A big surge in TV sales.
That makes total sense.
I mean, the big game.
Exactly. No, that makes sense. My strategy was I listened to somebody about the May thing, and I watched TVs to go on sale at Target. And what happens is they'll get a red and orange sticker on their floor models, and that's when they can sell the floor model. Up till then, they can't sell the floor model, but when that shows up, you can buy the floor model, put it on your Target card or your Target debit card. You save 5%, and you can usually get another 10 to 20% off of the TV because it's a floor model. So that it takes a time, and you got to go back multiple times. You get to know the person that works back there. You exchange emails, texts, things like that.
Watch some of the videos on the floor models.
Oh yeah, and they love you. They don't ever get tired of seeing you come into their store for the 8th time that week. But you can get a great deal on your TVs, and that's what I did. I'm very proud of those because I paid like almost nothing for them. This is the Wally Show, and losing a few pounds can be challenging, let alone losing like hundreds of pounds. So I watch a lot of TV shows like Biggest Loser and stuff. It's a really good season this time too. But there was something that I never really considered. Like, okay, so you diet, you exercise, and say you lose 200 pounds, and it's this amazing accomplishment. But what happens after that is like so many times your skin has stretched so much that it can't bounce back from that. And you're left with just like large quantities of excess skin. So here's where you've done all this hard work, and then all of a sudden you're just as depressed because your body doesn't look like you thought it was going to look after you did all that.
Yeah, you worked for this image of a body in your head, and it's not the way it turned out, which is sad because you put in the hard work. You put in the effort to do this.
See, I feel bad for them, and I was always like, man, somebody should do something about this. Like they should have these contests, and then the follow-up to that contest should be like skin removal surgery, But there is a show that I came across called Skin Tight, and it is following the journeys of people that lost all this weight and then are getting that surgery to have that skin removed. I will tell you this. It is a smidge on the graphic side.
I'm out.
Yeah, because they show the actual surgeries and and what they remove, and then they, like, while the person's still recovering, they bring it in like in a pail.
They give it to them?
And they show them, here's what we did. Like, oh man,
that's disgusting.
Yeah, like that part of it is like graphic, and seeing the recovery is kind of gross, but seeing the results is kind of cool. Like going from where there's just like tons of excess skin and nothing you can do about it, to seeing it like being able to meet up with what they were hoping would happen. Because they don't tell you that in the brochure,
And that's the cool part about any of those shows, whether it's weight loss or something like that. It's cool to see people's self-confidence restored. I think that's why those shows are so inspirational and so fun to watch, because you can kind of get to see people love themselves again.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Like I've been watching Biggest Loser, and I typically kind of checked out of it for a while. My wife watches it every season, and I kind of checked out of it, and I got into it this year, and the people on it, their stories are great, and you're rooting for them. I mean, there's times I've gotten choked up on it and stuff like that, and you're like, man, I'm just pulling for you, and I'm sitting there on the couch, bowl of ice cream, going, I'm rooting for you, and then the shame hits, and like next week I'm gonna eat granola and watch, and I'm back on the couch with ice cream.
I finished an entire jar of queso once during an episode of Biggest Loser.
Yeah, and proving that you were the biggest loser. This is the Wally Show, and I came across an article in Relevant Magazine that years ago I don't think I would have understood, and I kind of get it better now, but it was talking about like the secret to a happy marriage, and so I've been married for like 23 years, but they say the basic gist of the article was marry someone who loves God more than you. And it was when I remember when I was younger and getting married, like that concept didn't make sense to me. Because I'm like, well, you're supposed to love this person with all you are and then commit to them, and that's who you love now, and God is a part of that. But how could I ever love God more than this person that I'm marrying? Like, that was my thought process. Like, it seemed foreign to me. Like, Betty, you're single, so like, does that make sense to you, or does that seem foreign to you as well?
No, it makes sense. It's something that I'm trying to do my best at now, since I don't have anyone to concentrate on, trying to make myself the best that I can be. And hopefully he's doing the same.
Yeah, because I would think that most women, though, want to be the center of someone's world, and so I would think women would have a harder time with that, saying, well, wait, why would you have anyone before me? But the Bible's very clear, have no gods before me. And sometimes your relationship, as crazy as it sounds, can be a stumbling block. Even if it's a good relationship, can actually be a stumbling block in your faith.
I will say that that's been an issue. Like,
really?
For me,
that's cool. I get that.
I think it's just a hard thing to wrap your brain around, and I think sometimes without realizing it, I end up prioritizing time with my husband over time with God, and it's something I'm aware of and that I'm trying to work on, but I don't always get it right.
Yeah, the reason that in this article the author said it's important, and maybe this will give you some insight if you've been wrestling with this too. It says, on the hard days, more than trusting my husband to love me like he should, I trust that God's Spirit is at work in his life, guiding him, and I'm thankful that he loves God more than he loves me, because it's through that relationship with God that he's learned to love me better, or like he should. And so I guess that is the ultimate concept, that if you have God first in your life and you understand that relationship and you have a strong relationship there, it's only going to make you love someone better than maybe you would if God wasn't the first thing in your life. You think, if I put this person first, then I'm going to love them better. But the concept here is that if God is first, you're actually have a different framework or a different perspective, and you'll ultimately end up loving your spouse more if you have God first in your life. So there you go. That was in Relevant Magazine if you want to check that out. This is The Wally Show, and I came across this thing that was looking at weight, okay, and losing weight. And I know Becca has been trying to lose a little weight. I was on that path. I'd lost almost 3 pounds in a week. I was doing good, and then Betty's like, let's go to Sonic! And
you have the option to say no.
But
you
I don't.
Act like it's someone else's fault.
Do I really have
Take
the option?
responsibility.
Who said no? Who said no?
When you did.
I
Becca
said no.
did. Yeah.
See, it's possible.
When tater tots are involved, no is not an option. Okay, and so we go there, and then Zach and Betty and I were there, and they're both the devil, because I'm like, okay, look, I'm just gonna get like a medium tater tot.
You said large.
Did I say large?
Yes.
Okay, a large tater tot. But then they have the family size, which dwarfs even the large. And Zach, you were like, oh no.
Well, it's a better value, because I wanted a couple tater tots, but I didn't want my own order. So just doing the math, I'm like, it's a better value to just upgrade to the family size, and then I'll take some.
And then, so you had a couple. Betty Rock got her meal that had tater tots with it. So she ate her tater tots, and then only had a few of mine. I ate the family size box, you knuckleheads. Like,
making you family size.
Yes, exactly. And that's the problem, man. I'm like, I ate that a whole box during that meeting we were in, and I couldn't believe it. And then the shame, the tater tot shame, is just not fun at all.
Something you know all about.
Oh, I know it too well. I know my house smells like tears and tater tots. So I came across this thing that was like, how much money would you pay if you could drop 15 pounds instantly? Like, how much money would that be worth it to you? So I'm curious. Like, Zach, you lose weight pretty quickly on the program that you do, but then you go off the program and then you go back on it and stuff.
Yeah, have to maintain it every now and again.
Yeah, how much money would you spend to lose
15 pounds?
Like
instantly?
Yeah.
Maybe 200 or 300.
Oh, wow.
200.
Okay. Betty Rock, you're out.
Maybe. Yeah.
Betty Rock, how much would you pay to gain 15 pounds?
No, I don't want to gain or lose.
Okay, yeah, because you're just perfect and I hate you. What about you, Burker?
I'm surprised that I'm coming out cheaper than Zach on this. I would probably only pay about $100, which still feels like a lot. Yeah.
Wow. Because the average was $650.
No. Wow.
Is what people would pay to lose 15 pounds.
How much would you pay?
At this point, $650. Yeah, like if someone told, because that's a problem. Like I need to drop 15 pounds. Like if I drop 15 pounds, I'll be right where I want to go. So if I could get there instantly and then start from there, like I know they have that laser-free lipo. This is where I wish we worked at a mainstream station, because I could actually get an endorsement for that and get it for free. But that doesn't work like that here and stuff. So I would actually at this point I think try it.
Wow.
As horrible as that sounds, because I love tater tots. So if I could drop the 15 pounds and then work my way back up, I'd be fine.
You know what's free?
What?
Not eating tater tots.
No, I can't do it. I can't. I wish I could. I don't have that kind of self-control. Darn you, Sonic, and your tater tots. So there you go. $650 is the average that people would pay to lose a mere 15 pounds, when you could just literally do that with diet and exercise in a couple of months. But you can't eat tater tots. So once again, I'm out.
Why do we have to tell the people what they need to hear? Why can't the news be fun?
It's the Wally Show News.
And Becca is going to get you caught up right now. What's happening?
Last night was the big drawing for the Powerball jackpot of $1.5 billion, and we finally have a winner.
Yeah, more
3.
than one. And guess you can do the math here and know instantly who did not win, because we are all here today.
There were 3 winners. The winning tickets were sold in California, Florida, and Tennessee. And of course, there were several other winners of smaller amounts as well.
How bad would it be if you woke up, you won $1.5 billion, and you were bummed because you had to split it with 3 different people?
That's still $500 million.
Part of me would still be bummed. I know it's horrible. I know it's horrible, because I would be like, just my luck.
I'm the most unlucky person on the planet
That's
Earth.
how I would see it.
I won the lottery.
Yeah, and that's why God would never, ever allow me to win the lottery. Right there.
We're used to Donald Trump criticizing people, but at a campaign stop last night, he picked a battle with something else.
$505 billion. And by the way, I don't like this mic. No, this mic is terrible. Stupid mic keeps popping. Do you hear that, George? Don't pay him. I guarantee you I'm not paying for this mic.
I love that. Like, I get how you're trying to do something and technical problems can throw you off. Like, I get thrown off by technical stuff. And so I get it. I get the frustration. And I love him just calling it out right there. And like, we're not paying for this. I'm not paying for that. I wanted a mic that doesn't pop. I'm not paying for this. I am really curious how that would fly in government. Like, that could be refreshing, because you know how many billions of dollars we waste in government. Like, if that was somebody that had that mentality of business and being like, no, I'm not spending that on that. Are you insane? We will not do that. Can that position, does that, the presidency, the office of the presidency, actually have the power to do that? Or is the machine so big that they can't really affect that? That's what I'm curious about.
Yeah, it's interesting, because Donald Trump is used to being that big executive that gets what he wants,
Right.
because he owns everything.
Right.
But government's a little bit different. That's an interesting question.
I think he'd be very frustrated, because I think he would be like, well, I'm the president, do this. And they go, well, we do have this thing called checks and balances.
Right.
And like, I think he would be frustrated by that and probably want to step further outside of it than even like Obama does, because Obama gets frustrated by it and does like executive actions and orders and stuff. And like all presidents do, they push it as far as they can, but I think it would drive Trump nuts.
And finally, everyone makes mistakes, like Minnesota Vikings kicker Blair Walsh, who blew a field goal this past weekend, which led to his team losing.
I burned my Blair Walsh jersey after that. I don't
What
have
team
one.
was he on again?
Vikings.
Oh, good.
Yes,
good
I
memory.
read the story.
How far was the field goal?
27 yards.
Wow!
Yay, sports!
Holy cow.
But to make him feel better about it, a first grade teacher in Minnesota had her class write encouraging letters to Blair.
That's awesome.
Dear Blair Walsh, I know that it can be hard to get through things that make you sad, but you have to try and try again. Everyone makes mistakes sometimes.
You are handsome. Don't worry. It's just a game.
Oh, that is awesome. I would have loved to have heard, Dear Blair Walsh, I know it was an accident, but you cost me a Lunchable on that game.
The cool thing is he did get the letters, and he's visiting the class today.
No way.
Yeah.
Good for him. They couldn't get a real kicker. Just kidding.
The kids are disappointed.
Yeah, like, oh,
it's you. You're the loser.
Exactly. It just goes horribly wrong. Then the kids turn on him.
Yes.
That would be awesome. All right, there you go. That is your news. I love how we took such a sweet story and somehow made it ugly, because that was actually really, really cool.
Cute.
So there you go. That is your news for this hour, and I forgive you for doing that, Becca. This is the Wally Show with our new cat versus dog game. Now, the way this is going to work is I came across an article that said that cat owners are typically more intellectual than dog owners, but dog owners tend to be more outgoing and active, because I guess you got to walk your dog.
Yeah, the outgoing thing definitely makes sense.
Right.
Because I've actually made some friends from going to the dog park.
Of course.
Because you have something in common. You're both dog people. The cat owners being more intelligent, though, I'm not so sure about that.
Okay.
I don't know how it can be intelligent to love an animal that will never love you back.
Oh, they do, just in their own way. Yeah.
I didn't know that dog lovers were so haters.
They are. They're hateful
cats.
people there, aren't they? Yeah. So, I mean, I would, in this battle here between Becca and Betty, because Becca is the dog owner and loves her dog. Betty obviously is a cat owner and loves her cats. We're going to find out who's smarter, okay? And you're going to play along with us as well. So what I'm going to need for this game is a dog lover and a cat lover. You're going to play as a team with Becca and Betty, and we're going to find out who is actually smarter, dog owners or cat owners, okay? Now, today's questions are all going to be animal-based.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that's kind of the framework that we have. And you'll each get one question about dogs and one question about cats, but I think I'm going to switch it and give it to the other team, the opposite team. Yes, Betty Rock.
So we will be getting dog questions.
One question, yes.
And we'll get
you'll
a cat question. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we're working with somebody to make
Correct.
these answers.
Yeah, so you'll have a team, but the way it's going to work, though, too, is they are the final say. You can consult with your partner on the thing, but they can decide to either go with your answer if they feel that you know it, or they can go out on their own, okay? So they're going to make the final call. So we need two people, a cat lover and a dog lover, for our first ever Cats versus Dogs game right here on the Wally Show. 877-91-WALLY is the number. That's 877-91-WALLY. This is the Wally Show with our brand new game, Cats versus Dogs, where we try to find out who is smarter, cat owners or dog owners. So playing for the dog side will be Becca and Shannon. How are you, girl?
Fantastic. How are you?
Great. What's the name of your dog?
His name is Stone.
What kind of dog is it?
A Springer Spaniel.
Oh, those are great dogs. Okay.
That's a good dog. All right.
Yeah, smart
I feel
people
good.
own Springer Spaniels. Now, Sheila, you're going to be playing with Betty. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing, Wally?
Good. Tell us about your cat.
Her name is Abby, and she's just a regular old tabby house cat.
She's a tabby, Abby the tabby. I love it.
That's so cute. I love it.
All right, well, here we go. We're going to start off with the questions right now for our cats versus dog. We're going to start with cats because, just because cats rule. You can see my bias.
There's a lot of bias
I know.
here.
Here we go. These are all animal questions. What was the whale who starred in Free Willy's real name? What was the whale who starred in Free Willy's real name? Now, you can discuss this, Sheila and Betty, together and come up with an answer.
Sheila, do you have even a guess, an inkling?
Willie, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be. Okay, we're just because I don't have a guess at all. We're gonna go with Willie.
Okay, so Sheila, is Willie the final answer?
Yes.
Oh no, it was Keiko. Keiko the whale.
What?
Yes.
Oh, never even heard of it.
Nice. Okay, no point
That
there.
was a tough question.
Here we go to the dog side. In The Little Mermaid, what type of animal was Scuttle? Scuttle was what kind of animal there, Shannon?
Oh, no.
Have you watched The Little Mermaid recently at all, Shannon?
It's been a few years.
Yeah, me too.
I think was he the shrimp?
I know Betty knows.
No, that was
I do know.
Sebastian.
No.
No, he was.
I didn't. Don't help him. What's wrong with you, Rock?
Well, he wasn't a shrimp.
Oh, I know, but don't help him.
Oh, he's a lobster. Maybe we'll go
Still
with
no.
shrimp. If
Okay.
that's what you're guessing.
It's just a guess. It's honestly just a guess.
Okay.
Go with it.
Shrimp.
Be confident.
Well, you got the first letter right, the S. It's seagull.
Duh.
No point there. All right, we got ourselves a game here between our cats versus dogs. Here we go. Cat question now. How many times can a woodpecker peck in a second? Is it 10, 20, or 30? So you guys
10,
decide.
20, or 30. Okay. Sheila, I'm thinking there used to be this really annoying woodpecker outside my apartment complex, and he was pretty busy. So I'm thinking with 1 second, I'm going to say 10 because I don't think 20 is birdly possible.
Now, Sheila, you can go with 10 or you can go on off the page and go with your own answer of 20 or 30. What do you think?
I'm going with 20.
You're going with 20. Look at that. She just took Betty's whole story and threw it out the window. Wow, that just happened. But good thing it happened because 20's right.
It is?
Yes.
Oh, my word.
Sheila,
good job,
nicely
Sheila.
done.
Don't ever listen to me.
I've heard that's not birdly possible.
Yeah, well, I know. I don't know where I heard that. Maybe from a bird brain.
It was me. Hey!
All right, here we go. Question number 2 for the dogs. How many tentacles does a squid have? And I will tell you this, I will accept 2 answers on this, okay? Because there's a technicality. So how many tentacles does a squid have?
Okay, Shannon, I want to say 10. Do you have a guess at all?
I thought it could vary. I thought it was 8 or 10.
Okay.
Are they in the same family with the octopus?
I thought so too, but I thought maybe they had a couple extra because they were squid.
I think so. I think you're right.
Okay, you go with what you think.
I would go with 10.
You're going with 10. You're going with Becca.
I am going with Becca.
Okay. Good thing you did. It is 10.
Yeah!
The technicality with squids, they have 10 appendages, and so 8 of them are sometimes called arms, and the other 2 longer ones are called tentacles, but they are interchangeable. Sometimes people call all 10 tentacles, so I would have accepted 10 or 2. 1-1. There we go. We got ourselves a game. Here we go for the cats. Question number 3. What does AKC stand for? Now, this is a dog question for the cat people. What does AKC stand for?
I know this one.
Yeah, see, that'd be too easy for you.
Okay. Sheila, do you have a guess?
I think it's something like American Kennel Club.
Okay.
Ooh, that is great. Yes, that's the perfect guess. Yes.
Betty was like,
yes, because I have no
kernels.
idea. Yeah, chicken? What?
Yes, with a K. Okay, American Kennel Club is right.
Woo!
Nicely done. 2-1. Cats move into the lead. Here we go. What type of animal is a polecat? Is it a tailless cat, a nocturnal European weasel, or a Malaysian mole? That is the question for the dog people.
Shannon, I have no idea. They could be any of those.
Fair. They had way too easy of a question.
I know. Fair. You had the Little Mermaid question, please.
I will say that dog owners complain more. So, what do you think? A tailless cat, a nocturnal European weasel, or a Malaysian mole? What is a polecat?
The middle one sounds too specific. Maybe that's the right one?
A polecat.
All right, Shannon. It's a cat question for dog people. What are you going to do? You're going to go with Becca or against Becca?
Oh, no. I was thinking more along the lines of the tailless cat.
Do it. Let's go with that then.
Okay.
I believe in you. It's all your fault if we lose.
I can tell you this. One of you was right.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, one of you was right. And unfortunately, it was Becca, the nocturnal European weasel.
No.
Cats win! Cats! So today we have proven that cat owners are smarter than dog owners. Take it. Woof.
We didn't get any of the questions right.
That's right. Sheila carried the whole team. It's totally fine.
These are the least important stories out of Hollywood, but nonetheless entertaining. It's the least of these.
And Betty Rock has got it for you. What's going on?
There are many apps out there that we all have on our phones, some more than others. I think a guy that we work with, he has like 6 pages on his phone that are just full of apps. Yeah, I have like maybe 2.
See, I have a bunch that are on my phone, but I find I use maybe 10, and I've got to delete the others.
The average person uses 6.1 apps per month.
Really?
Yeah.
That's I'm right in that window for sure.
Well, here's one that you definitely need to grab a hold of. Jimmy Kimmel shed a light on it on his show last night.
Kylie Jenner has an app, and for only $2.99 a month, you too can get exclusive personal access to Kylie's life, including gems like this insightful meditation on the new year.
I feel like every year has a new energy, and I feel like this year is really about like the year of just realizing stuff, and everyone around me, we're all just like realizing things, and like things are coming to light.
Please, someone tell me she's a teenager. Is Kylie still a teenager?
She's like 19 or 20.
Oh my gosh. This is going to be the year of just like realizing like stuff and realizing like how many people bought my silly app and spent lots of money and made me lots of money.
She's 18, but looking at her sisters, I don't know if it'll get much better.
Oh boy, that one is kind of sad. Realizing stuff.
Your impression is dead on.
Thank you.
It's been a decade since the show Friends went off the air.
Yeah.
Oh,
I loved Friends.
But here's some good news.
We were on a break. Sorry.
There is a reunion that is set to happen, and it's supposed to air February 21st. Now, the bad thing is they're saying that they're not going to be in character. All six actors will be there, but they just won't be in character. The purpose of it is it's a 2-hour special to pay tribute to the show's director.
Okay.
So I don't know what that means. That just means that they'll maybe get together, maybe talk about their favorite
just
moments.
Talk about it and maybe
or maybe
play
it's
clips.
a behind the scenes thing, like while this was filming, you didn't know that this was happening.
I would love to
cool.
see Friends now, like as they're all married, have kids, don't live in an apartment that they can't afford in New York because that was crazy.
Joey is like full gray hair.
Is he really?
Yeah,
I haven't seen
the guy
him.
that plays
No
him.
way. I didn't know that.
Yeah, hard to believe.
Yeah, what was that guy's name? Joey
Matt
Tribbiani.
LeBlanc.
Yes,
Yes.
Matt LeBlanc. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even Full House is doing a reunion where they're acting and they scripted it. I'd rather see that.
Maybe they don't want to. Also on the Late Late Show, James Corden does a thing called carpool karaoke, where he picks up a celebrity and they sing karaoke in his car. And last night was a really good one.
Hello? It's me. I was wondering if after all these years you'd like to meet.
Oh, so he must have had Adele.
Hello from the outside. All right, see you in a minute.
Hello. I'm in California dreaming about who we used to be. It's so secret.
Look at him doing harmonies. He's loving that. Fallon loves to sing with his guests. Like, he loves that.
This wasn't Fallon.
I know, I'm saying, but Fallon likes that too.
Oh.
I like it as well, and I just do it worse than both of them. We actually have a sales guy that works with us, of all things, and he did something funny with Jordan Feliz. He had Jordan Feliz in his car. I don't know if he, captured him or something.
Yeah, he kidnapped him.
Karaoke.
That's okay, because that's what I'm thinking, because it's
That's
like,
a great idea.
Why would the sales guy have Jordan Feliz in his car? Like, I couldn't figure that out. And he had him sing, do a live show in his car, which was kind of cool. Here, check this out.
I know a place where we can go to lay the troubles down, eating your soul.
At one point, I believe he kept trying to reach for the handle to let himself out of the car, and Rob kept locking it.
Those child locks do come in handy.
He was willing to throw himself out of the car and roll just to get away. What's the best way to search it, Zach?
Yeah, just search Jordan Feliz River, or we'll tweet it out too at Wally Show.
This is the Wally Show, and we're going to do a little thing called Ping Pong Song. This is where we have Reby from the Blog Report come in, and she gives a song, and we each take turns saying a word, and if you miss any words in the song, you are instantly out. Hello, Reby.
Hello, I have some good songs.
Okay, now, do we have a category for today?
Yeah, TV theme songs.
Oh, yay! I
Yep.
love it.
I like it.
I love it. Okay, so what is the first song?
The first song is The Brady Bunch.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I
Now,
got it.
you get to pick who has to start.
You.
Oh, okay, great. Here we go. Here's
The
Story
of
a
man.
No! Zach's out!
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Do you
Betty.
not know
Do you
the Brady
it?
I don't
Lovely.
watch TV that much.
Lady.
Who?
was.
Becca's out.
No, that's
Busy.
not how this works.
No, wait.
No, I know. Busy.
Is that right?
No, that's
What?
not right. It's
No.
bringing.
Oh!
Bringing up three very lovely girls.
I was busy
All of
bringing
them
up.
had hair of
Yeah,
gold.
I
Yes.
messed it
Just
up.
like their mother, the youngest
Wait,
one.
they still have
and
to finish,
girls.
right?
No, you're just out. You're out now.
Wait, but you're out?
No. You're out, so that was round one. It's one person each time is eliminated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were just doing that for fun.
Gotcha.
He just made that rule up just now.
No, we were just doing that for fun. All right, so that
Any
is
chance
one.
for Wally to sing?
So I'm out the whole game?
You're out the whole game. This is what happened to me last time.
tried harder.
Yeah, this is what happened to me last time. I went out so early. I'm like, well, this isn't fun. And I still had to stick around and host it. All right, so there you go. That is Zach's out. We got 2 more rounds to go. We'll do that within 15 minutes right here on The Wally Show. This is The Wally Show. We're doing a little ping pong song where Reeby from the Blog Report brings in some songs, and we each take turns trying to do the lyrics of the songs. If you miss a word, you're instantly out. Zach already out and working on something else, not caring anymore.
What's that?
Yeah, exactly. And today our category is TV theme song. So what is song number 2, Reeby?
You guys know Full House?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
No.
All right, I started last time.
I don't know it.
Who starts this time?
Becca.
Let's pick a different one.
Whatever.
Happened.
2.
Oh,
Whoa!
Predictability.
the
House.
no,
Milkman.
the Paperboy.
Evening TV.
Yep. That's it. Betty,
Betty's
good
out.
effort, but
Nicely
you're out.
done. Sorry, Rock. Sorry, Lady Rock. You're out. All right.
You
So
didn't know the Full House theme
I
song?
never watched Full House.
Oh, that's a good
It was
one.
really dumb.
were you more of a Family Matters girl with
No,
Urkel?
I never watched any of those.
Really? I think those were a staple. Those were like TGIF. Like that every Friday you would sit around and watch that with your
I
family.
was stuck in the 60s.
Really? What were you watching? Like
Andy
Dragnet?
Griffith.
Andy Griffith? Yeah, that makes total sense. All right, so there you go. 2 rounds down. Zach and Betty out. This is uncharted territory for me. I've never gotten to the finals in this game before. No, I
Wow.
always go out on some conspiracy, like where I know the right word, but Reeby conspires against me.
Oh, is that it?
That's what I think. All right, so now it's down to Becca and myself for the finals, and we'll do that within 15 on Ping Pong Song on The Wally Show. This is The Wally Show, and we are down to the finals of Ping Pong Song, where Reeby from the Blog Report comes in, brings us a song, and says, okay, you guys take turns reciting words, one word at a time from the song, and whoever misses first is out. So far, Zach went out first, Betty was out second. It's the finals between Becca and Wally. I've never been here.
Dun.
I know, I love this. All right, what's the
All right,
TV
we're
theme
gonna
song?
throw it back again to Gilligan's Island.
Yeah.
Betty could have schooled you guys on this, but
Oh, okay, so, okay, now wait. Who starts? Me or Becca?
Becca hasn't started
Oh,
yet.
Becca
has she?
starts.
No, I have. I
no,
told
you
him I
both started
Full House.
one.
So it's you, Wally.
Let's
It's
do
me.
Wally.
All
Yeah.
right. This.
No.
Wait, that's what we're starting with.
That's not the
Where
right
are we
word.
starting?
The beginning.
Okay, maybe Reeby should give us the first word. It's the finals. We want to make this legit.
Give him
I
that.
can
Yes,
start it.
no, wait.
I can start it.
What is it,
If
Betty?
you let me back in,
No, we can't. I
I'll
would
start
like
it.
to.
Stakes are
and
higher.
you won't be out.
I would. Oh.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
So we're all back in. Okay.
Okay.
Zach just
kidding.
piggybacks.
I
on
thought
that.
we were starting from the
beginning.
of the song?
Yeah, we
The
are.
beginning.
You're right.
Okay, I'll
Or
start it.
are you gonna
I'll
say
start it.
now?
No, it's not
Okay.
now. It's
Oh my
not
gosh.
this.
Okay.
Okay, just
Sit
Right.
back
and
You'll
here
tail.
of.
No.
No.
No. She's out.
No.
She's out. Now.
no.
Tail.
of
A
fearsome.
fateful
no.
trip that started from this tropic port aboard this tiny ship. The mate was a mighty sailing man, the skipper braving.
Okay.
I hate
Sure.
letting him win
5
for 2
passengers
reasons.
set sail that
Day
day
on a
keeps going.
3-hour tour.
Yes,
brag.
A 3-hour
One, he rubs it in
tour.
your face. And
Okay,
2, on this
but he
game, he just
lost.
keeps singing.
Who lost?
I let everybody back in.
That's
So I
true.
won.
That's true. That was not a very
you
sweet
got
victory.
you got the wrong word twice.
I do think, in
You would've
fairness
been out.
to everybody in the future, we should start with the first word. Like Reeby should give the first word to get everybody going. I think, in fairness,
That
in
would
the
be a
future.
really good rule for you because you struggle apparently.
Yeah, apparently. But it's good
Struggle
to
bus.
it's good to take home the win today. So thank you very much, Reeby. As always, I will accept your congratulations right now.
Whatever.
There it is. This is the Wally Show, and the other day we were talking about 3 words that describe you. like the old you and the new you, because we had heard Charlie Sheen kind of do this on Dr. Oz. I thought it was a good exercise, so we kind of all went through it. And thank goodness Zach wrote down all of our words, because Betty and I forgot ours.
Yeah, I can't remember what I said last night.
I can't make fun of you because I forgot mine as well. Becca, do you remember yours?
My old ones were emotional, concerned, and snippy.
Okay.
And my new ones were individual, level-headed, and sarcastic.
Nice. Zach, what were yours?
Mine were rigid, untested, and callous, and then relinquished, tested, and sympathetic.
Okay, what were Betty's?
I can say them. They're right here in front of me.
Oh, you can read them.
Zach brought them up.
Easily
Yes.
influenced. Carefree and extroverted.
Oh, that's so
Like,
funny.
what did I say? Did I really say that?
Yeah, mine were angry, conflicted, and manipulative. And then my new words were aware, repaired, and I couldn't remember the other one. And Zach keeps throwing out random words that I know I didn't write.
Hygienic.
Yeah, yes, hygienic. No, what was my last one? My
Punctual.
real one. It wasn't punctual.
Settled.
Settled. Thank you very much. And I had thought of another one on the way in today because I was listening to the station and I heard a song and I thought, oh, that's a great word. I want to write that down, and I forgot it. And so my new word could be forgetful because I would have liked to have had that. We had some people chime in through the app there. She says, my church does this for our testimonies. My old one was fearful, insecure, and timid. My new words to describe myself, this is Jenny, would be resilient, happy, and tenacious. I like that word, tenacious.
Tenacious is a good word.
Yeah, that is good. That's a good life word. Then Josh chimed in. He chimed in for me. Wally's old 3 words would be loud, loud, loud. Wally's new 3 words, louder, louder, louder.
Yeah.
Thank you, Josh.
That's truth.
Yeah. That actually goes along with my philosophy that I've shared with the team on radio. It's like, do it first, do it best, or do it loudest. I rarely do it first, sometimes best, always loudest. Well, that is going to do it for the podcast here. And again, I apologize. We are going to be out in Africa all next week. And so we might try to do a podcast or two where we can, but it's kind of sketchy getting stuff done and uploaded from Africa because it's not easy.
We're not schlepping around a ton of audio gear.
Yeah, so we'll see what we can do. But the next week, we are doing our Compassion Drive, but I think we're going to try to still do some new podcasts as well each day. They might be a little shorter, but we want to get to some of the stuff that we would have been talking about otherwise. So there you go. That is what?
In spirit of ping pong song, we should do a ping pong farewell for the week.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay.
I'll start. Goodbye.
Well, that kind of wrapped it.
Well, that was a short.
Where do I go from there? I got nowhere to go. Yeah. I got one. I've got one. I got a ping pong song, and it's a goodbye song. It is from The Sound of Music, and it is the goodbye song.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Comes back to musicals.
So
long. Nope.
Farewell.
Yeah, there. So, wait. So where do we at? So long.
Farewell.
Alvida Zane.
What?
Good night.
Off to work we go.
I
think
like to stay and see this pretty sight. All right, there you go. That's going to do it for the podcast. We are done. What a great idea you had there, Zach. He's like, I never saw that blowing up in my face like that.